Yo, what's going on everyone? This is Opinionated Plays, back again with another Dragon Ball Legends video. Today we're taking a look at the GT team. A bunch of the equipment on this team has just been added over the past few weeks, and obviously they got some new units, so I thought it'd be a great idea to go over some teams and equipment uh, that are pretty good for the team right now. So obviously, most of my videos are PvP based, but I don't mind going over equips and teams like this that I use on a regular PvP season basis, and I'm sure hopefully you get a lot out of it because I know a lot of people have trouble figuring out what equips to use or what benches to run for their team. So I thought this would be really good for, let's say, a newer player that started around maybe a month ago or just started the game around Legends Fest. I thought it'd be pretty effective to go over some of the best equips I think for the most popular units on the GT team. So as you can see here, this is my main team. Usually I would say I run this team 80 to 90% of the time if I'm running GT because I do appreciate the healing that it offers. As you see, it's fully equipped up, but obviously the teams I have after this don't have all the equips because I'm going to go over what equips I would put on there if you have the units for this setup. So as you can see here with this team, I'll go back to the one that I currently use in PvP. I try to run, as many health restore equips as I can for this specific build, and then just try to make tag Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta do as much damage as possible. I'm not really concerned about defense, because at the end of the day, this is one of the best last man stand units in the game, so you don't mind losing Baby or Android 17 to whatever damage the enemy does to them, whether they rush or ult. You just want to keep Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta alive, and hopefully, if they are the last unit alive, they have full health based on the team. So, as you can see here, I run a full GT plat, right, and this is the equip. And the reason you do that is because these GT plats are offering a lot of health restore, and there are other GT equips you can also stack on top of that. This is basically like the modern day regen, and I don't think they're trying to buff regen that much anymore. I think they want to make GT the regen team of 2022 and heading into 2023. As you can see here, the plat is, obviously health restoration, double defense, and obviously you get up to 30% strike attack. You're going to run this on every GT unit on your team that you're going to use. I've been farming them up because obviously the Hoi Poi shop offers a lot of erasers, and it's a really good time to farm up your equipment. So obviously you're going to run that on every one of your GT units. Everyone already knows that. If you're trying to run GT, that's obvious. Now on this team, I'm not running Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Those characters have plats specifically for them, which we'll get to. But as you can see here, because these characters don't really have specific plats, because they're not LFs that needed to get a boost with a plat equip, I run this movies and purple equip for the 17. If you're running 17, you want to build him defensively. The damage doesn't matter that much. His main purpose is to tank, heal, and then rush, obviously. And with this equip, you're getting a lot of strike defense, pure defense against Saiyans, which is really good right now, and health. So obviously, more health, more defense. It feels like a regen team. That's what I'm calling this, is modern day regen. As far as the baby goes, I would just say you want to run anything defensively or health restoration as well. So as you can see, this equip also offers strike attack and health restoration. And then the other one I have on him is just a pretty common equip you see on any Saiyan character, and Baby is a Saiyan, some people may not realize, because he is Vegeta. Basically, base health, pure defense when faced with a Saiyan is also really useful. So as you can see, 17 and Baby are predominantly targeted to deal with whether you're facing the tag Super Saiyan 4s, if you're facing Ultra Vegito, anything like that, or Ultra Broly. You want to be able to take as many hits as possible with 17 or Baby, if you have to, rather than let the Super Saiyan 4s get hit, because the whole point of this team is to keep them alive, and if you have to use them as last man standing, hopefully they're at full health, right? So, moving on to the last unit I would use on this team, obviously, I don't use the bottom three, that's just for Zenkai buffs and stuff. Mentioning the Zenkai buffs though, if you do not have LF Super Saiyan 3 Goku, I would say replace him with Super 17, the green Zenkai Super 17. I don't have him Zenkai 7, or else I would slip him there, and then I'd probably swap 17 and Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta, throw them in leader slot, because obviously it would be nice to have your best unit in leader slot, but currently I do not have them Zenkai 7, so that's the deal with that. But talking about Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta, this is a recent Awaken equip that came out. There's a bunch of Awaken equips that recently came out. You're getting up to 10% special move damage. You want to stack special move with this unit. Key recovery, strike defense, strike attack, everything you want. You're not really looking for blast attack with this unit. The whole purpose of this unit is to go for strike damage, because honestly, Vegeta can do good strike damage, even though he has a little bit more blast damage in his stats. But realistically, you're looking to do damage with Goku. That's the whole point of this character. The next equip I would run, obviously the Plat. I already went over it. Self-explanatory. This is the one you don't necessarily have to use. It came out about, I guess, a few weeks ago. Specifically, I think they made it for this character. But the weird thing is it has ultimate damage. And the problem with that is obviously it's going to go to waste with this character. They only have a special move. So obviously, a lot of strike attack, a lot of special move damage, and health. That alone, even if you're not utilizing the ultimate damage, is extremely powerful. Obviously, this came out, I think, with the LF Super Saiyan 4 Goku, the yellow one, that got a Zenkai. So obviously it's best on him, but they made this Super Saiyan 4 melee type for a reason. I mean, it can go on either one. So that's really an exceptional equip. But that's probably the best 3 equips, and someone's probably wondering why I'm not running pure equips on this team. And the main reason is because, number one, some of the pure equips, I think there's one that honestly you can't get right now, it's not even available. And the other one is up to 10% strike attack for if you have a Super Saiyan 4 battle member, which I would have, but it's only offering defense in the other 2 slots, and I don't see a reason to, pump up the strike attack even more. When Goku's already doing exceptional strike damage with boosts, I might replace one of these equips with that if boosts end and I notice his regular strike cards are not doing as much. But I don't see a big reason to use, with this specific team, a pure equip. You could do it if you want, if you have a good pure equip. I just don't see a reason. The only pure equip I would run, which is what I'll show in a second before I move on to the other teams, because obviously there are a few pure equips you can run, and there is one pure that is really good for Baby or 17, I believe. So I scroll up here to find it. I think it has a Kid Goku. Yeah, here it is. So this is a pure 3 to 6% strike defense for any GT battle member. It's obviously really good for defensive units, but the problem is I have not rolled this at all because I did not expect to need it. But now that this team is pretty defensive and health restoration heavy, I wouldn't mind having that pure strike defense per GT battle member. So that was one I would recommend, just not for Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta. You can run that on your other 2 units. So with that being said, I just want to move on to the other teams I have available that I don't personally run. I don't believe I'll be running them, but obviously you can run them, right? So here we have a pure color wheel GT setup, and it has obviously all the plats that I have on the other team. But with this one, you're looking at the yellow Super Saiyan 4 Goku that got a Zenkai, that got his plat equip a while back, and obviously even with this plat, not a lot of people ran him. But this is a must-have right now. If you can Zenkai the yellow Super Saiyan 4 Goku, or if you have him Zenkai, it's a great idea to run him on multiple teams, but specifically on GT. He's widely regarded as a top 5 to 10 character in the game. A lot of people are saying top 5. I don't disagree with them. He's extremely strong right now with boosts. Having the stats he has, this is a must-have equip. But the only thing I want to preface that by saying is he has his second slot set to either Sun Family or GT. Obviously, if you want to run this guy in Sun Family, well, let's say Beast Gohan and Pan, you want to run you might want to get 2 of these. If you want to run GT once in a while, or you want to run Sun Family once in a while, you just want to have 2 of these equips, basically. I'm not going to go for 2. I think if I decided, if I wanted to run this guy in GT, which I'm not because I don't have him Zenkai'd, I would switch it to GT if the GT was still meta by the time I get this guy to 7 stars. But that's the situation with that equip. But moving on to how I would build this team from scratch outside of those plat equips, if I'm just looking at it from a, I guess unbiased point of view and what most people would have on them, I'll just check my best equips for this team. I would say, obviously you're going to run this equip like I had on the other team and probably this equip. So you could stick that on there just the same. This guy's easy. As long as you have the first two equips, you can run whatever you want. I would just say for the third slot, you could obviously go. This is a recent equip that came out. It's okay, but it doesn't. It's damage to Saiyan or damage to hybrid Saiyans for 60 counts. I don't recommend that because this guy wants to be last man standing a lot. I would say this equip's pretty good. He does restore Vanish on green. I would actually say probably this is the best third equip you can give him, so I would just throw that on him. And then for 17, he already has 2 plats, so obviously you're going to run something that's pretty decent. I mean, you could run, I guess, this Buu equip. Pretty solid. He does good special move damage, the 17, and you're not trying to make this team exceptionally health restore heavy like the other team, so maybe you want to go full offense, or if you don't want to go full offense, you could probably run something like this, which is pure, well actually this is just attack and defense, my mistake. I think I have another one that would work. Yeah, so this equip right here, I've seen people say it's pretty good. Health restoration, health, and strike defense. I would say you could slip that on him. You'd be okay with that. For the last two, Super Baby 2, on this team specifically, remember this is a full color wheel. You're going to run different equips for these characters based on the team. You're not going to use regen-based equips, even though he is regen. You're not going to run like a pure regen equip because he's the only regen character on the team. I would say you can run something like this equip, possibly. You could run, if you want Baby to be more of an offensive unit and not just restoring health for the team and being defensive, you can run that. You can run, let's see, what else? Honestly, you could throw this equip back on him. I mean, I know it's more health restore and you're not necessarily looking for that on this, but it still works out pretty well. And then I would say, you could probably just run something like this equip, honestly. It's just pure defense. I'm not saying that's the best equip. If I was to look for another few minutes, you could probably find something better, maybe like this, right? But it's blast attack, and that's not really what they're looking to do. And for the 5th unit, obviously, if you were to build this Goku full offense, which most people would, you'd throw on like a ranged equip like that. And real quick, this ranged equip goes on any range type. So if you have obviously any range type unit in the game, you can use this. Special move blast attack, that's what he wants to do. This equip, you can roll it for strike attack or blast attack. It does special move and blast attack, that's what you want to do with him. And then you're going to throw on, obviously, the GT plat, which I have, only 4 of. I need to get a 5th one, but obviously I'd throw them on here like that. But they'd all have 5 plat equips you can run this team, which is understandable. So obviously, those were a lot of equips to go through, and I'm doing it on the fly, but as you can see, those are the types of equips you want to be looking for depending on the type of character you're using and the type of build you're running. This is the 3rd variant. I have not ran this team. I actually am going to try this team in the next few weeks, see how it goes. It's a mono green team, and for a mono green team, you already really have enough, I guess, Zenkai stats going on, where Goku, the 2 Gokus and Super 17 are providing Zenkai buffs for the main 3 units, right? So obviously, you're not really necessarily looking for the base stats, right? You're looking for pure stats, but the problem is I don't have that many good pure equips for GT like I was going over before. So again, with this team, I would just run what I ran before on these characters that I was showing you, just pure offense, pure special move, strike attack. But with this Super Saiyan 4 Goku, he actually is pretty good. He wouldn't be bad on a health restore setup with Baby, but if you're going to run him on this team, you're again going to want blast attack, like I showed you before, this range type equip. And you're probably going to want this equip, because I believe, yeah, he obviously has an ultimate, and the thing about this equip is it's also giving special move damage, and his special move actually gains damage based on blast cards destroyed, so that's also very good for him. And if I'm running Gogeta 4, which I really don't ever do because I only have 3 stars, if I had to pick an equip for him, I would just say probably one of these fusion equips. You have this to work with. You could do, maybe not that one, maybe this one's blast attack too. I mean, you could do blast attack with Gogeta. He's defense type. He has similar stats in both areas. Or you can go for, I don't know. Yeah, you could do this equip. This is an equip I haven't talked about yet. The Righteous Saiyans equip. Mine has double attack and ultimate damage. you could run that, obviously. Ultimate can hit pretty hard with Gogeta 4 at high stars, so that's pretty good for them. But obviously, going over these teams, you're going to have different equips than me. I'm just going over what I would run, and, honestly, it doesn't really matter what equips you run, what people say about what equips you're running, as long as you're doing what you want to do in battle. So if I'm trying to heal my team in battle, I'm going to put on as many health restores equips as I want, and if someone says that's the wrong thing to do, well, it doesn't matter, because they're not running the team, you are. So obviously, a lot of these equips are interchangeable, but you got to look at the plat equips, you got to look at the pure equips. Do you want one pure, do you want two pures? So before I end this video, I want to go over one other thing, and that is the co-op equip, which came out for when they revamped co-op, right? And the thing about that is, if I could find it, I think I got a unique equips here. Let's see. Yeah, this is the equip that came out for co-op, and it goes on any Shadow Dragon Saga character, and obviously that affects the LF Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta, and then obviously the yellow Zenkai Super Saiyan 4 Goku. This equip is very controversial, and I don't really know what to think about it, because obviously I haven't gotten a good roll on it. I own 0 of them. But number one, the health is fine. Like, if you have a good roll of health, let's say 9% or higher, there's nothing wrong with that. That's a good roll for that. But having Blast Defense and Blast Attack, which is pure, that's good. But there have to be 3 GT battle members remaining. And that goes for the Strike Defense and Strike Attack. My personal opinion on this is, if you are at the beginning of the season and you know you have a strong team versus most of the people you're going to be fighting might have a weaker team, and you can basically plow right through them because your team is that much stronger than theirs, this is not a bad equip to throw on either your Zenkai Super Saiyan 4 Goku or your Tag Goku and Vegeta in early season PvP while you're trying to climb the ranks, if that's what you're trying to do. Because there's going to be times where you don't lose a character if you have an uneven matchup where your team is just much better than the opponent. So obviously people have called this equip trash. I don't think it's trash, I think it's situational. And I think if you're playing in I guess a PvE event, let's say a difficult one, or something along those lines, this could be good if you're just constantly switching and keeping your characters alive. The pure stats are very high. So obviously it's hard to roll this equip from co-op. I have not been able to grab a good one. But overall, I think this equip is just somewhere in the middle. It's okay. Considering it's a plat equip, you expect more, but it's okay. But with that being said, I did not cover every equip that is in the game for GT, but just talking about the really important ones that you want to be running on the most important units currently. Obviously, let's just go over real quick. Zenkai Super Baby 2, Health Restore Defense equips every time. Android 17, the one that just came out, you're going to run defense and health restore on him as well, because he heals a ton on main and through his uniques. And then for Tag Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta, you're going to run special move and strike attack. And then if you want to throw in a third equip that you decide is good for what you're trying to accomplish on that team specifically, because there are a few teams you could run for on GT, that's what I would go with. And then lastly, the new Zenkai Super Saiyan 4 Goku, which I do not have Zenkai'd, but from what I've seen, you want to run as many ult damage equips as you can with him, because his ultimate hits very hard. I'd say it's a top 5 ultimate attack in the game right now, with boosts and the stats he has. And I would also suggest pumping up the strike attack, but honestly, any card that Zenkai Super Saiyan 4 Goku uses is extremely powerful. The LF one, it does a ton of damage no matter what card you're using, so you can't really go wrong. But as you can see, GT is prominent right now. It's not the best team in the game. It's anywhere from a top 3 to 5 team, but a lot of people are going to be running it because newer players may only have their best characters from GT if they just summoned on the banner, or if they didn't pull Beast Gohan, right? So obviously the only thing I didn't talk about was if you're running a GT team, and obviously if you're looking at the leader slot, right? And I'll just go to a team real quick. Let's say this one. If I remove, I don't know, this is mono green, but let's say I remove Gogeta 4 and I want to put this guy here, and I need a third unit for my team because I don't have enough good GT units. Well, you know what I would do, really? If I just want to be toxic, I'm just going to throw my 9-star Pan in there and say, F it, right? Just throw a 9-star Pan in there, you'll be fine. It doesn't really matter. But we're strictly talking about GT teams here, so you could throw anyone in the leader slot, but it won't be a pure GT setup, if you get what I'm saying. The battle members you bring, it won't be pure GT, but 2 out of 3 is okay too. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed my equipment guide, and I guess the team build for GTs that I'm running. Obviously the first build is what I'm mostly running, but maybe I'll try out the other builds in a video a few weeks from now. But if you'd like to see more content like this, leave a like. Let me know in the comments section if there's a different team you want me to go over. I've kind of rushed through this because I went through multiple teams, but if you want me to hone in on one specific build, that would be fine too. I'm okay with that. So